Ladies and gentlemen, it is PvP time again with round 6 of the Timaeuss Cup. Now, as always with these ones, Timaeuss does all the work on this. We just upload it to my channel, so massive shout out to him. Also, massive shout out to Grimro, who commentates these with me. And then finally, our contestants in this one, which we had Doggos, Gacha Smack, EO, and Destiny, or Moon, you may know her as. These guys did some amazing runs. The commentating of this one was so fun because we just go into these runs blind and commentate as we see it. And there was some massive big brain plays, which I absolutely love. So please go show all these guys. I'll leave everyone's links in the description and the pinned comment. Go show them some love and let's get into it.
Hello everyone and welcome to the next installment of the Timaeuss Cup, where we turn the PvE Memory Chaos into a PvP game mode by pitting content creators against each other. And of course, we've got two teams, 4 content creators here as well. You can see their pictures and their team pictures on this video at the moment. And we've got Doggos and Gacha Smack against Moon, Destiny, and EO. Sorry if I butcher your name, but yes, absolutely goated content creators. I'm very excited to see what they have been cooking for 2.0. And as always, because we always try to promote the use of character that is rate up, and the first one being Black Swan. Now both teams will be able to pick them up, and the rest we will be using Pride One Team's PvP and drafting system. So take it away to the casters, Grimro as well as Vulcan.
All right, here we are for picks and bans. I am Vulcan here with Grimro, getting straight into it, and Team 1 banning Imbibital Lunae straight off the bat. What do you think, Grim?
Absolutely a great ban there. Imaginary is a massive type here in MoC 12 this time, and having access is huge. So taking out Imbibitor is going to limit the options severely. And the next ban is Bronya, taking her out instead of Ruan Mei. An interesting choice there, don't you think, Vulcan?
Yeah, definitely. Don't know if they have insight into the other team, but let's face it, it's a safe ban either way, getting her out of the way because she can make anything really powerful in this state of the game.
Definitely, and Team 1 is not going to let that fly for too long. They're going to take that Ruan Mei they got left open as their first pick here. An excellent choice.
Definitely an excellent choice, which leaves me thinking that Team 2 may have to go for those supports now to lock in the rest of their teams, unless they want to go ahead and pick up some of those big DPS first.
Well, it's not going to be any DPS here, Vulcan. They're going to go for Tinyun and Pella. Not opting to go for the superpowered Doctor ratio here, even though it's his MoC. An interesting choice, but 2 solid picks nonetheless.
Yeah, and that is the great thing with the 4 stars in the game. We do have plenty of options. We don't just rely heavily on those 5 stars.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, and the next pick here for Team 1 is going to be Hua. There is a crazy amount of crowd control in this Memory of Chaos, especially on side 2, so that's really going to help them out, don't you think, Vulcan?
Definitely got to pick up those sustains at some stage, so great pick up there.
Okay, and a Luocha ban here. Keeping with that imaginary banning theme here, he's also got some D-spells and some good healing, so taking him off the table is definitely a pretty good choice too.
Definitely, but Team 2 doesn't have any healers yet, so obviously they are planning to pick one up on their next pick, I would imagine.
Okay, and Hanya banned away here. That is a very interesting choice here. Not interested in having her on the table and limiting the potential supports that are going to be used here. There's not really too many left here.
Yeah, that wasn't one I saw coming, but definitely not a bad pick at all.
Okay, picking up Silver Wolf. I think she's pretty much one of the last remaining supports here. Just Asta is going to be left here, so supports are definitely getting taken out left, right, and center here. But she's a great one as she can really help out getting those vulnerabilities we need.
Definitely, and it's been interesting to watch these tournaments evolve when Silver Wolf was always banned at the start, but definitely you can see the meta shift in the game, going away from that single target to where Silver Wolf hasn't been picked as many times.
Okay, and it's finally time to get into some damage dealers. Team 1 is picking up the power combo of Topaz and Doctor ratio here. This is definitely going to be doing some serious damage, Vulcan.
Definitely a fantastic pair to pick up for one side. That is your damage setup completely sorted on that side.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Team 2 is not picking any healers yet. Instead of going for Welt and Luca. I think we might see that Luca paired up with Black Swan for a pretty unique combination there.
Definitely, and we could be seeing that Welt being used for some sustain as well, and I have an inkling that Luca is definitely going to Gacha Smack because I know he is a massive Luca fan.
Okay, oh my goodness, Team 1 is going to scoop up 2 more supports here. We're leaving the healers until the very last second, if at all here, but they're picking up Asta and Yukon.
Definitely a safe pick. Now we've got 3 supports on both sides, so keen to see where they finish off their teams.
Okay, oh my goodness, we're seeing Yan King, Xing, and Japad. A pretty interesting choice there. Side 1 is definitely vulnerable to ice, but that's going to be a pretty off-meta pick there for Team 2 here.
Definitely, and that is one of the great things about these tournaments that some people may miss is we do encourage them to pick units that are a bit off-meta and do provide a bit of entertainment, so I am looking forward to seeing Yang Xing and Japad getting some play in this one.
Oh my goodness, this is a very controversial pick up here for the final 2 picks of Team 1 here. They're going for Himiko, which is a solid pick, and of course Black Swan, but they are missing a healer here, Vulcan. All they have is Ruan Mei. Is that going to be enough?
They're going to have to go super ham on one of those sides and just make sure they don't take any damage by the looks of it.
Okay, and the final pickup here for Team 2 is going to be their own Black Swan, and they too are deciding they don't need a second healer or sustain. Oh my goodness.
All right, here we are with Team 1, Side 1. EO running the team of Runmei, Himiko, Topaz, and Asta. Very interesting team composition with no sustain units in this one, so definitely keen to see how we go for survival. What do you think, Rimro?
I think this is definitely a high-risk, high-reward strategy here, Vulcan. It definitely could work. We've got a lot of break on the table here, and most of the enemies are weak to fire, but we can see here one of them on the left isn't weak to fire. And Ruan Mei, if she's going to be sustaining the team, we're going to need to get some break going or take that guy out fast. Do you reckon we're going to be able to survive?
Yeah, definitely. That is the play, trying to get that one out of the way, because everything else, this team has so much break in the team that hopefully we can just leave everything completely broken for survivability. But it's going to be that one unit who is taking a decent bit of damage already at the start of this battle. So hopefully good RNG on that Asta, getting all the hits except for one of them onto the monkey, which is where we do get that break. But focusing the damage on the Topaz, on this enemy who is not weak to fire, and doing a good chunk of damage as well.
Absolutely, that is a ridiculous amount of damage coming out of that Topaz here. They definitely have speed on lockdown as well, so they can get a lot of actions in. I am noticing some pretty low life totals here though. That Asta only has 2.8k life, and all damage EO is taking here is essentially permanent.
Yes, definitely. Got the break on that one. We do proc that follow-up, getting a good chunk of damage, and now we get those speed boosts from Asta, which is really going to help the speed this team along and just cycle through those enemies. I do imagine we will kill that non-weak to fire enemy before its next turn, which is going to be fantastic and allow us just to basically rinse out that monkey, hopefully without taking any more damage.
Absolutely. It looks like EO might just be a little bit short here in terms of getting a 1 cycle though. So a 0 cycle, but he definitely looks to be getting that 1 cycle on track, no problems.
Definitely. I'm also noticing a little bit of issues with skill points because he has done 2 basics so far with his Himiko, leaving her just short of an ultimate. Nothing too massive to worry about, but just the break potential out of that Asta using her skill is going to be fantastic to keep up, so you got to sacrifice it somewhere else.
Absolutely. That Ruan Mei is getting very low, Vulcan, and I think big question here is he going to be able to take this monkey out without using that Topaz ultimate? I think he's strongly considering whether he needs to use it right now. All of his allies are very, very low, though. He is going to go ahead and use it and invest that in getting this monkey out of the way.
Yeah, definitely a safe play. You don't want to be wiping straight away, so getting that damage in, also going with that ultimate on the Himiko, gonna get some good chunky damage in. 24k, not as much as I was expecting, but damn, that follow-up attack was huge from the Numby.
Absolutely excellent management here of that ape there, getting that hit on Asta there, ensuring no one goes down, but the team is a bit scary. But thankfully, the deer, which it might be about to come up here, is going to be completely weak to fire.
Great skill by that Asta as well, getting that energy to full, so now we are ready with that ultimate for Asta as well, coming into this final boss.
Absolutely. Okay, holding the Asta ultimate here, probably going to be using that coming up here, but Nami should make easy work of this break bar and doing a big chunk of damage there as well. Very impressive numbers from this Topaz.
Definitely down to 65%, and all that's hit has been 2 Topaz hits or Numby hits so far. Asta getting that massive amount of break in, and we're going to have no issue breaking this deer straight away with this team. Like we said at the start, it does have a fair bit of break. We get the break, we get the follow-up, we get the follow-up, and that is the first phase done.
Absolutely massive burst damage there from EO's team. Very impressive, and Tez has her ultimate almost once again. So we're thankfully going to be hopefully chewing through this life bar once again, because we did see that Topaz pulling some massive numbers, hitting 150k nummies before.
Definitely, and unfortunately, once again, we are starved on those skill points. Had to just use the basic there on the Asto, who had been previously using as many as she could to get the breaks, but we do have the speed going, and here we go. We do get that ultimate straight away, as you mentioned, so hopefully we can burst this damage down without losing any of our characters.
Oh yes, but I can see an attack potentially coming up here from the Dia. If that goes on Ruin May, we might put our team members here, but we are getting some big damage here. Is it going to be an attack? Oh, it doesn't look like it's actually going to be an attack. Going for those summons instead.
And that pretty much saves us for the rest of the battle. Can safely go for a basic attack here, considering maybe hitting that one so we don't get blown up, but I don't think it's going to get a turn. Hopefully we're going to get that kill before then. And that's a decent follow-up as well. Runmay getting that ultimate as well. Numby going to follow it up straight away, and I'm curious to see the damage on this one. And that does it with the 145k. Now we have Team 1, Side 2 with Moon running the composition of Yukong, Ratio, Black Swan, and Huohuo. This is an interesting one because we do have the new character in Black Swan, but this side doesn't really lend to too much. We only have the wind weakness on the second wave, so this first wave is going to be interesting. What do you think is going to happen here, Grim?
Well, absolutely. We've got a wind-resistant horse and someone who's not vulnerable to wind, and we have no other dots to empower Black Swan. So I'm very interested to see how much damage she can put out, or whether it's going to be Ratio stealing the show here.
Yep, and Ratio hitting a 51k on that first follow-up makes me think he is going to have a decent bit of damage, but we do also have some supportive damage coming in from the Yukong, so it does feel like it's going to be a team effort getting this one done where everyone can chip in a little, but I definitely see this Ratio being the main target for our main damage.
Absolutely, gonna send the ultimate straight at the right-hand target here. Not messing around, wants to get that enemy down quick, smart, not interested in spreading the damage out. And the main reason for that, I have to guess here, is to remove that crowd control as fast as possible. That enemy is a pain and can really mess up your runs.
Yep, definitely. And so we do have the ultimates coming in here. So we did use the Yukong before we used the Huohuo. So Huohuo is going to follow up with this attack buff now. And then we are going to roll into our Black Swan and see what potential we have here. And curious to see what kind of dot damage we do when the enemies do take their turn.
Gonna be using the Black Swan ultimate straight away here. So it looks like we really want to get through this wave 1 fast and make sure we're getting this horse down. But they are, of course, wind resistant. So is this Black Swan going to do that much damage here, or is it going to be Ratio taking the show? Yeah,
definitely going to be Ratio, but we do not forget that we do have the additional support from Black Swan with the defense shred, which definitely does help out as an additional supportive factor. And those Ratio follow-ups doing some work, getting the break there from the Yukong, delaying the horse into the next cycle. So unfortunately that does happen. If we could get the damage, it would be fantastic from this Dr. Ratio. We have the ultimate available. Can he get the damage in from this one?
Oh, they are investing the ultimate here. Absolutely, they're going to get enough damage. We're going to get 2 follow-up attacks here from Yukong and Huohuo. But that is a big investment, spending the ultimate there and not saving for the next cycle. But definitely seems worth it to save up that cycle and accumulate a faster clear.
Definitely clutched it in right there. Now this is the phase of the fight where we can see some Black Swan action. She can contribute to that breaks on the Kafka, but I definitely think same situation, gonna focus in on the enemy on the right to get them out of the way so they're not so troublesome.
Absolutely, don't want any of those delays. Even with Huohuo, they can stack up sometimes if you get unlucky, so taking out that enemy fast is definitely the name of the game here. Now, we're figuring out if we want to be using the skill here or basic attack on Yukong. Unfortunately, misses out a bit on the energy there, so that is a bit unlucky.
Definitely, I think that's what he was checking, the energy. Unfortunately, knew he wasn't going to get there, but sometimes you've just got to take a call and conserve some of those skill points, because we are going skill point hungry now, and we're already down to 1 skill point.
Definitely. Hopefully that Huohuo can get her ultimate and then grant... Oh, there we go. Got the Yukong ultimate there. We are lining up an absolutely massive Dr. Ratio turn here. If we align that Dr. Ratio ultimate with that Yukong ultimate, we can get some massive hits here. I think that's what we're looking to line up here.
Definitely. So we're going to use that ultimate by the look. Just having a think about the play. Are we going to do the basic? Okay, we're going to hold on to that ultimate. What exactly is the play there, do you think?
Well, definitely trying to save up that Yukong ultimate to line up with Dr. Ratio's ultimate, and with those 2 follow-ups that ultimate grants, I definitely think that is the play because you can get a massive amount of buffs for all of those follow-up attacks there. I think we are going to be doing a huge combo here, and I can't wait to see how much damage this Ratio is going to deal.
Okay, here we go. Get the break there as well. Now we're queuing up all the ultimates, getting ready to go. So this is where the damage is going to snowball.
This is going to be the big combo, absolutely here. Using that Yukong ultimate after the Dr. Ratio here, and really focusing on this enemy. They're going to get smashed. They're going to get overkilled by well over 100k here, it looks like. Using the Black Swan ultimate as well.
Definitely some big damage rolling in. Now we got to try and shred through that Kafka as fast as possible to get these cycles down.
Okay, yeah, Moon was not messing around. She wanted that enemy dead and definitely wanted to invest that Dr. Ratio full combo in there. But maybe that was the play. Absolutely getting rid of that crowd control. Now it is just Kafka left alone. Just needs to take out this one enemy and see if she can do it as quickly as possible.
Yep, getting some support in here. We're down to 1 skill point, but I don't think it should be an issue. We do have the Death Shreds up, so we can sacrifice a basic if we need to from the Black Swan just to conserve, get that skill point up. Now the Ratio can run in with his skill. Get some 15k. What's the follow-up going to be, though? The 52k on the follow-up, not too bad. We are close to another ultimate, but we've just gone through the cycle, and I think we should be pretty safe to get it in this cycle because we are going to get that Ratio ultimate after we use Huohuo because we are going to get that energy boost. Just got enough energy for that Huohuo ultimate.
It's looking pretty close though. I don't think we can get the full Yukong Ratio ultimate combo off here. At least I'm not seeing a way. Maybe we can pull it off. Gonna go ahead and use the Dr. Ratio ult here. So that's gonna be 1 huge attack. Then we're gonna trigger one of the follow-ups with the Yukong ultimate. And then actually, yes, we can use the Black Swan, whose turn it is right now, to get the second follow-up. The question is there gonna be enough damage to take out this Kafka?
Well, it looks like we did have, was that a Dance 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 proc that advanced our whole team forward into the cycle, allowing us to get that extra turn?
Oh my goodness, I think it was, and easily able to get it done because of that advancement.
Well played, Moon. Okay, here we are with Team 2, Side 1, with God Doggos running the team of Japad, Pella, Silwolf, and Yang Qing. Now, we haven't seen Yang Qing in use in a fairly long time, so just to refresh everyone, the key thing is you don't want him to get hit. You want to keep him shielded so that he doesn't lose his passive. I'm excited for this one. What are you expecting, Grim?
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited as well. Well, I'm a little bit worried about some of the dots that might come out in this fight. But other than that, the most interesting thing about this team is we have no Harmony units. We've got double Nihility, so it's going to be 100% Death Shred on these enemies, Vulcan.
Yep, definitely. So we can amplify that damage pretty hard, and we've got Pella already having an ultimate. We are at threat of taking a bit of damage until we do get that Japad shield up, but hopefully he can get it up pretty quick and start protecting his teammates. We have Yang Qing with an ultimate available. Yang Qing currently being targeted by the monkey, but hopefully we can shift that away and avoid him taking that damage. We are going to get the big ult from the Silver Wolf, adding to that Death Shred and breaking the enemy.
Oh yes, absolutely, and this is a team tailored around Ice and Quantum. It's a 100% chance to implant that Quantum weakness here, and a massive 100k ult from Yang Qing. I can't wait to see how much this Silver Wolf break is gonna do. It's gonna be huge.
Definitely, and unfortunately Yang Qing does take a bit of damage there, so he is gonna lose his passive, and then he loses it again due to the wind shear. But now we do have Japad coming in clutch with the shield, so we shouldn't have that issue anymore for this phase of the fight.
Absolutely, but we are seeing a little bit of trouble there with the Memory of Chaos Blessing. The reason that Yang Qing is losing that shield so much is because Yang Qing constantly gets advanced every cycle.
Although we did actually get some pretty good break damage from that Silver Wolf on the monkey, which managed to finish it off, and we did break this other enemy with Silver Wolf, so by the time she takes a turn, we should be pretty safe to land the kill with 137k straight into the deer.
This Silver Wolf is absolutely beastly and carrying this comp here with Yang Qing. 2 cycles on the first wave, not bad, but we're going to have to pick up the pace if we want to match the clear which EO just demonstrated.
Definitely, but we should be fine with this break. I don't see this first phase of the fight being too difficult. We are going to get him to summon a couple trees. Japad getting attacked, that's perfect. There's no issues there. It's all about getting into the second one and also about trying to get that Japad shield up to keep the team protected. And he does get the charm, so we're going to have to wait a while before we can see that shield come back up.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to get a super clutch quantum break there from Silverwolf, delaying that deer. We don't have a shield available for Yangqing, so that was critical there in saving our team.
And we do also know that Silverwolf is pumping out the damage on these breaks. So if we stack that dot, we have got it on 5 stacks. We should see some big damage, and we do get the 158k on the break damage.
Oh my goodness, this combo of Silverwolf and Yangqing is decimating this single target damage here. But we are going to go into 3 cycle range here. The question is, can we get it done in 4? We get a Yangqing ultimate coming up here, Vulcan. This Yangqing ultimate's going to have to be huge.
Definitely, we get not too much on the skill with a 20k, no follow-up. We do get the ultimate with a 64, and we do get the 11 on the follow-up. I think that was a miscrit. I didn't quite see that, but not quite enough damage. So hopefully we can get a bit more out of this Silverwolf. Silverwolf is going to line up to make the break here, and we do know how much damage comes out of that Silverwolf with the break. Just hopefully she doesn't delay him past the next cycle, which she does not, keeping him in this cycle. So hoping that we can get enough damage out of this break to kill that deer.
Absolutely. It is huge that the deer is going to take the break damage before the cycle ends here. The only question that remains is the deer going to die from this huge quantum entanglement?
Definitely, we got 43% health left. We're going to get an ultimate by the looks of it here. Yes, we do get that extra ultimate. How clutch that is, I don't know. Are we going to get the kill from this break? We're at 34%, and we do get it with a 161k break on that one. All right, so capping it off, we have Team 2, Side 2 with Gacha Smack running the team of Tingyun, Black Swan, Luca, and Welt. This is probably one of the harder teams that we've seen being used. We have a really tough time, especially in this first wave of the fight, with no physical weakness on the deer, also being resistant to that wind. Curious to see where his damage is going to come from, whether it is from that Welt even, or whether it's just purely going to be through Luca and Black Swan. What do you think is going to happen in this one?
Well, absolutely. I would not want to be playing this team myself. This looks very difficult to play out effectively. There's the sustain issue. Is Welt going to be able to keep everyone alive? And then, as you pointed out, the damage issue, especially that horse on the left, it is going to be resistant to all the damage. Is Welt going to be able to take that out? Or is it going to be a slow and steady chip down? Well, we're going to have to see. A massive lead off here with Tingyun going for that Weltman ultimate, delaying those enemies, not wanting to take any damage unnecessarily here. I think that really is going to be the name of the game here. As many Welt ultimates as possible.
Yes, and also using the skill on the Welt as well, meaning that we are looking to get as much damage out of that Welt as possible. So definitely focusing in on him as damage. He got a 36k on the first skill. I'm curious to see how much damage he does output, as well as how much damage we can get out of his other 2 units. It's a very interesting one, and I'm still unsure exactly how this is going to unfold.
Oh, interesting. I think this might actually be an attack percentage Luca, if I am not incorrect here. That wasn't as big a break as I was assuming here, so probably leaning more into the Black Swan angle here. But we'll have to see exactly how it plays out coming up here. But yes, definitely looking a little bit scary. We already have some wind shear and damage getting taken by the team, Vulcan.
Yes, luckily there we did get the spread damage by that enemy, so putting a little bit into that Tingyun. We all know Tingyun has 180% taunt value compared to any other character in the game, so luckily she did take that one hit and split that damage up.
Okay, we do fortunately have another Welt ultimate coming up here, so we are going to be able to delay these enemies, but that horse is looking pretty threatening here for me, Vulcan. It's got some arrows aimed at our team.
Yes, definitely, and hopefully Welt can use his ultimate to lock it out and delay it and sort of save us from that threat. We do have Break coming in pretty close on him as well by the time Welt does get another turn, which is going to be before that deer. So really, really smart playing of this Welt, because without that, you're going to be in big trouble in this one, but we will luckily get the break on both of these enemies, which is going to save us from damage. We actually land the kill. That was a big kill from the Luca, which is fantastic with the 98k, and now we are going to get the break with the Welt, and 64k with that break. Honestly, really respectable damage coming out of this Welt.
Absolutely, we're seeing some big synergy here between Luca and that Black Swan ultimate, leading to that massive 100k that you saw there, and we're going to get another delay on the horse here. That horse is not going to be moving anytime soon. 272 action value here, so we got plenty of time. We just have to get this horse down, hopefully, in this cycle.
Definitely, and I think the use of the ultimate on the Welt there was just because he knew he was going to have to use at least another 1, possibly 2 Welt skills to get him down, so why not use that ultimate and get it back refreshed?
Unfortunately, couldn't get it done that cycle, but looks like we're going to be able to build up some energy here and some skill points, hopefully moving into a wave 2 here. You're going to finish it off and straight into the second wave.
49k as well on that skill from Welt is definitely reasonable. So we have this Tingyun ult, but we're in this weird position where both of our damage are really close, but he is going to put it over onto that Black Swan. Good play. Now everyone's really close. After everyone has their attacks, they will get the action. And I'm loving seeing the splitting of this Tingyun skill. First wave, we were putting it on the Welt, and now it is going on the Black Swan because now we have that advantage, and now we are going to focus in on a bit more of that Black Swan action. I'm loving the way he's playing this one.
Absolutely. Precision play all around here. We have that Welt ultimate coming up here, so we're going to be able to delay his enemies, and we've also got the Black Swan ultimate coming out here as well. So that Luca damage is going to be enhanced. He's going to be able to trigger Black Swan's Arcanas here, so we're looking for a big damage turn coming up here from Gacha Smack.
Yep, and we get the basics straight into that ultimate, so we do get those delays, helping with that survival, which is going to be fantastic. Uses it really smart too on that Kafka in between her turns to delay her and stop her using the double action. I love seeing those types of plays, and that was fantastic.
It does look like we are going to be taking some more damage here, though. That Luca is very, very low, and Welt takes another big hit as well.
Luckily, that hit went on the Welt instead of that Luca. We could have been in big trouble otherwise, but we are going to get the break on the Kafka here with that Luca. 196k. That was a massive hit from that Luca.
Oh, absolutely. Triggering Black Swan's Arcana, his own bleed, and the break damage, and triggering the bleed break dot all at the same time for that mega nuke right there.
Yep, definitely. So we do have the ult here. Who's he going to put it on? The Welt. That was the safe play just to get those delays in because we are getting pretty low and that enemy is incredibly annoying. So keen to see what he does here. Is he going to just use the basic attack? I think we do have the Death Shred and I think he's checking his stacks and he might also be checking for the Death Shred to see where it's at on both enemies. And because it is there on both enemies by the look, we're probably going to use a basic to play it safe and conserve those skill points. But just coming up with the decision right now on exactly what he wants to do and who he's going to target with this one. It's very close when you're this low as well.
Oh yes, the really difficult thing is Kafka is already imprisoned, so if he uses the ultimate now, she's going to get to move, but if he saves it, then the one on the right is going to get to move. So it's a very, very difficult decision here for Gacha Smack. Okay, he's going the big turn with Kafka.
Big 180k. I think he can safely go with the ultimate and not stress too much because that Kafka should get downed. I'm not too sure exactly what's going to happen on how much dot damage she's going to take. I think that's what he's weighing up at the moment.
I think she might actually die. You might be right. 23 stacks of Arcana, a break bleed, and a normal Luca bleed. That should be enough, hopefully, to take her out. And he's going to take the gamble.
Okay, he opts to hold on to that Welt. And once again, I love these plays because I didn't even consider that. He does it in between the enemy's attacks to just basically wipe out that threat that we had there. And that sort of saves us from that extra threatening attack. So I think he actually played that a really, really clever way.
I think he played that perfectly, playing for the fact that Kafka would die and not having to worry about imprisoning her, and she would die, and he does get to use that Welt ultimate at the perfect time.
And now it's just a matter of how quick can we wipe out this enemy. I don't think we are going to get it this cycle. We don't have the enemy taking turns unless Luca can get a massive pop on this one. We do have an ultimate that's going to be able to get queued up as well. No, we just short on the energy.
Unfortunate here, but it does look like we're going to be able to get it this cycle unless someone dies here from this enemy getting to move. Although I think, well, yes, well, big damage here and down goes.
And congratulations to the winners, and huge shout out to everyone that have participated in this iteration of the Timaeuss Cup. And of course, wonderful job done by the players as well as the casters. And it's always interesting to see how they use the new released characters. In this case, we saw Black Swan on both teams and how they played with her offensive damage overtime capabilities by using different teammates. So huge shout out and the awesome work as always. Now, if you like what you see, do support the content creators. Check out their channel as well as their video because they will be releasing their thoughts and builds and how they approach the Timaeuss Cup. And as always, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next cup. That's right, we always will have one per patch, and the next one we will see will be the 2.1 patch. So stay tuned for that, and don't forget to subscribe to MoC.